All right. So when we see the syllabus, there are 5 units. First 5 units, right? Most of the universities, they have these topics as law of torts. What we get in the 5th unit is actually 2 different legislations, Consumer Protection Act and Motor Vehicles Act. And we have some very important concepts relating to these 2 legislations. Most common questions are like features of these 2 legislations and some concepts from there, like consumer forums, third-party insurance and all that. So first we will start with this part, which is actually what tort is about. All right. Like you said, you have already studied what is tort, civil, criminal. As such, there is nothing called as criminal tort. Okay. Tort is completely civil.
Civil, yeah.
Tort is completely civil. Yes, you have a concept called difference between tort and crime. Might be you got confused with that. So tort is completely civil. All right. So we will start with. Now, before we start with tort or any subject for that matter, one is like very basic understanding, which is difference between civil and criminal. Okay, because a lot of cases, you will see different types of cases going on in the court, different types of court we are having. All these are based on this classification only. I'm not talking about Supreme Court or High Court, but the subordinate courts that we have. They are based on this classification. All the different cases that we see, you can classify them into either civil or criminal. Okay. So what is this difference? What do you think is the difference, civil and criminal?
Civil court is all about property dispute, and the criminal court is all about theft, murder, kidnap, adult, and robbery, all that.
Yeah. Any other?
This much I know, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So first we need to know civil and criminal difference. It is important whether you are studying torts, IPC, CRPC, CPC, whatever subject. This is like a very basic understanding of law. Okay, so we will see what is the difference between civil and criminal. Civil, when we talk about it, right, it deals with mostly dispute between individuals. It may be a dispute between you and me. Might be we have entered into a contract. Now I'm not performing the contract. What do? There is a dispute between both of us. You can go to the court. That will be a civil case because nobody else would be bothered with it. Okay, even if you go and tell your friends, family, relatives that this is what has happened, I entered into a contract and now she is not performing, most likely they would not bother about it that much. Okay, so civil is nothing but where mostly you are bothered and most probably some of your family members. No one else would give that much of importance to it. Okay, like a contract. Contract between 2 individuals. There are so many contracts that are not performed, right? All these would be civil. There may be a dispute between organizations, 2 organizations like KSLU, 1 university plus 1 institute which is affiliated to it, 1 college which is affiliated to KSLU. There may be a dispute between those 2, right? KSLU do not want to continue with its affiliation and college is willing for that. There may be a dispute. Or it may be a dispute between individual and organization. Might be you have completed your LL.B. KSLU is not issuing you provisional certificate. As a result, you are not able to apply for a job. There is a dispute, right? All these are nothing but civil dispute. Like recently, there was a writ petition going on where students were claiming exams should be cancelled, postponed, and all that. So what do you think is that dispute?
That is civil again.
That is civil again. Correct. Because it was just students. Even though students, like a majority of students were affected, still it's a dispute between a minority KSLU students, right? Like students are a lot, but then students of KSLU are not that much also, right? So that is also nothing but civil. But what is criminal? In general, we say that the state, okay, state is having a responsibility to ensure our safety. That's why we see police officers everywhere, right? Ensuring our safety. It's not that you are hiring a police officer. It's appointed by the government, right? In order to ensure our safety. So It's a duty of the government or duty of the state to ensure our safety, our well-being. If some crime takes place like theft, robbery, dacoity, murder, etc., these are considered as very serious things. Okay, even though it is committed against one person, definitely you are not murdering entire Indians. No, you might have murdered one person, but it is as if you have not committed the crime against that one individual, but because of you, state failed in its duty. State could not ensure their safety because of you. So it is considered as a crime against the society. Even though you are affecting one person, it's not like you are affecting one person. In most of the criminal cases, it is considered as if you are affecting the entire state, entire society. All right. Most of the times you would see when you look at cases, okay, like take for example, Shabnam versus state of UP, right? So what happens, there is one girl, okay, like there was a couple, basically they killed 7 members of the girl's family. It was crime against those 7 members, but then state gets involved. Most of the criminal cases you would see state of so and so or Union of India in case of central government, like that you would see. Okay, that also is a way to identify civil criminal in most of the cases. Okay, sometimes in civil also you get state and all that thing, but mostly that is what is crime, which is more severe. It is as if a crime against the entire society you are committing. All right.
So, ma'am, example say like one person A kills B, and B doesn't have any family, friends, or anybody. Okay. So this in this case or in this situation, state will involve. So that is A was a state, or how it is.
Otherwise also state will be involved. Otherwise also you would see state's name. When you read criminal law, there you would get that. Yes. State name would be involved, even otherwise also. Okay.
Okay. But this is mostly under criminal law only, not under civil
mostly
law.
Under criminal law. In civil law also sometimes you get to see where maybe your right is affected by some government department in that case, or some government officer. There also we have rules under CPC. You don't mention name of the officer, rather you mention the department or state of so and so. Like that we have some provisions under CPC. So sometimes when it's a case against a public officer or a certain government department, there you get to see, but that is like rare. Mostly it's individuals or entities, companies,
organizations,
organizations like that you would see. Okay, that is just like one thing I mentioned, but it's not that 100% it would be criminal only. Sometimes in civil also you get to see that.
Okay, got it. Yes.
Next is the purpose. What is the purpose? Why do we have that classification after all? Civil and criminal. Why do we need 2 different classifications? In case of civil, main aim is to minimize harm or loss caused. And in order to, in criminal, it is to maintain stability in the state by punishing the offender and deterring them. There is a concept you will get in jurisprudence. If you have not studied it yet, it is called as theories of punishment. Okay, like why do we punish after all?
I'm sorry, what is it called as?
Theories of punishment.
Okay.
Like why do you punish, or why we have different punishment? There are like some understandings on that. Okay, so one of such theories is deterrence, right? We want to deter. We don't want it to continue. So when we talk about civil, main aim is that, okay, you have suffered loss. If there is a contract between you and me, I am not performing my contract. That means you have suffered loss. So law will try to ensure that your harm is minimized. Law will ask me that, okay, fine, if you are not performing the contract, not able to perform the contract, fine, you pay him compensation. So what will compensation do? Compensation will help you minimize the harm. Whatever loss you have suffered, at least that would be reduced to some extent. Okay, that is the main aim in case of civil. Mostly you would see compensations are being awarded. There are other reliefs also, but compensation is like the most common one. When we talk about criminal, punishment is given to the person so that if the person is sent to jail for 10 years, he cannot commit any crimes for 10 years. Plus,
Hmm.
other like-minded people would also think that, okay, if I also kill someone, it's not that easy to escape the punishment. I also may be sent to prison for 10 years. It's better
Yes, yes.
I don't
That
commit.
create awareness. Yes, yes.
Yes. So that is
Okay.
what the main purpose is for both these two things. Okay. But even then,
Okay.
we have different types of punishments, different types of reliefs in civil as well. This is the most common one. Then when we talk about different types of reliefs, there is something called as injunction. Have you heard of it before?
No.
No. Injunction is nothing but court's order. Court will order you that you do this or you stop doing this. Okay, mostly you would see, have you seen there are some half constructed buildings, just suddenly construction
Yes,
work stops, right? So what do you
with
think
OS
might be
number.
the reason? Yeah.
With OS number, yeah. That reason might be land might be on litigation, like might be occupied others' land, or might have occupied government land, or might be what to say, multiple floors which is not allowed.
Yes.
Okay, so if there is a government rule in this much area, you have to build only 3 floors. But if that person build 4, 5 floors, then again, and yeah, that's what.
Correct.
If it is occupied by someone else or occupied road property, if I occupy road and build a building, then court will come and put this conjunction. How to pronounce this, ma'am?
Injunction.
Injunction. Okay.
Yeah, injunction. Correct. That is what injunction is. Like you said, OS. OS as an original case was filed. Right. So sometimes it would also be mentioned that injunction order so and so. Right. So what happens? If, for example, I have constructed a building and I have occupied some of your premises, like some portion, few inches of your premises I have taken. You went to the court, filed the case. Now court do not know whether I have actually acquired your property or not. Right?
Yes.
In that case, also court may pass an injunction, which is called as temporary injunction. As in, court will not believe what you are saying. Court will see, court would do its inquiry and everything. Court will make sure you are right. Right? So court will say, unless and until we are deciding this case, till the time case is pending, you stop the construction work. That is what court is asking me to stop doing something. Right? And it is for a temporary period until next order or until we decide something. That is called as temporary injunction. Okay, court is asking me not to do something. After 3 years, take for example, court decided the case, decision came in your favor. I had actually occupied your property. Court will pass permanent injunction. Court will say, now you need to stop this construction permanently. But is this injunction order enough? Because I have already occupied your property, right? So court might even say, you need to demolish this property and whatever belongs to this other person, give that portion to the person. That means court is asking me to do something, right? All these are injunction orders. Asking or stopping to do something, that is injunction. Injunction is also very common in case of civil suits. Okay, parties would go to the court and say, I need an injunction order. All right, sometimes it might be only injunction order. Sometimes it may be only compensation. Sometimes both may be combined together. Okay, take for example, we both are neighbors. I am playing loud music every single night and I'm disturbing your sleep. It happened for 6 months, continued for 6 months. After that, you thought enough is enough. I'm going to court now. Okay. When you are going to court, you said that for 6 months, I'm not able to sleep peacefully. So I want an injunction order. In that case, court might pass an injunction order asking me to stop playing loud music at night. Plus, court may even ask me to pay compensation because for 6 months, I have already disturbed you, right?
Yeah, I have suffered for 6 months.
Yes. So court might say that on the injunction is not enough. What about those 6 months that you have suffered? So in same thing, they might provide both also. So like that, there are different types of reliefs. We, in fact, have one specific legislation talking about different types of reliefs. It is called as Specific Relief Act. Specific relief act, as in you are not simply going to the court, you are asking for a specific type of relief. There are different types of relief mentioned over there.
Specific relief act. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can check in your free time also. Interesting legislation.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, and one more thing. See, as you said, suppose you are my neighbor now. We both have property next to next. So you will occupy my land also, half of my land. Imagine. Okay. Now I'll go to court saying that you have occupied my place, and I will get this injunction order. And one day the court will, I mean, I will prove that yes, you have occupied my this thing. So now you are ready to demolish and give my property back. Okay. So at the same time, can I say that, see, you to the court that they have occupied my land and for 6-7 months or 6-7 years or certain duration, and I say that for this month, if they were not occupied, I would have earned some money from this.
Yes.
So that money I've lost.
Yes.
So now can I make you pay my with
Yes.
demolition compensation also?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's possible.
You can ask. Yes, you can ask. It is
Okay.
called as mean profit, MESNE, mean profit. We have provisions under CPC. You can ask that also.
Okay, and what in such situation, what happens if you don't pay me the compensation? You just demolish and give. What happens next, ma'am, in such cases?
Like I demolish and give you the property, but compensation I'm not paying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there again we have a lot of provisions under CPC. You can file a case for execution of the order. That court have given this order, now it needs to be performed. She is not performing. Then court would ask me to perform it. If I'm not performing, court may arrest me, court may occupy my property, seize it, sell it. A lot of provisions are there, depending on this.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay. So even though we say, right, arrest and all happens in case of criminal and civil also, there are some provisions, okay, where we have provisions relating to arrest, but mostly it is common for criminal. So in criminal, we have custodial punishment like imprisonment, simple imprisonment or rigorous imprisonment. Simple as in no hard labor. Rigorous as in like we see in movies and all, breaking big stones and stuff. That is rigorous imprisonment. It might be non-custodial, you need to pay fines, or it might be in rarest of rare cases, death sentence as well. Okay, some of the examples of civil would be landlord and tenant dispute, divorce proceeding, child custody, property dispute, validity of marriage. Yeah.
Ma'am, one more thing. In this custodial this thing, there's one more called non-custodial, only fines under criminal thing. Non-custodial comes, right? Non-custodial is for what type of crime?
It is like less severe kind of crimes. You can check IPC. There are some crimes where punishment might be only 200 rupees fine, 500 rupees fine, like that. Less serious, only fine might be there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And sometimes
fine.
You might see that, okay, 2 years of imprisonment or with fine. If the act was very less serious, it might be that, okay, only fine you impose and let the person go, like that also. Depends.
Okay.
When we talk about criminal theft, assault, robbery, murder, check bounce, kidnapping, attempt to murder, a lot of provisions we do have.
Ma'am, when it comes to this question, I wanted to know, when it comes to check bounce case, this is considered as a criminal case, right? Okay, so we both will be having some contract, and you say that I'll do it for you. You have to pay me so much. Yeah, I'll say that I'll give you. I've given you check. I'll accept for the contract, and I'll give you the check. Okay. Then you will finish the work, or just imagine I've taken 5 lakh from you, saying that give me this after 6 months. Okay, you have just given me as a friendly hand loan. I will not give you 5 lakh, but I'll give you, initially I've given you blank check with an agreement saying that I've taken 5 lakh, I'll give you, return it within 6 months. So now 6 months got over, I didn't return you yet. So you will go for court, putting this criminal case on check bounce. So court, all the procedure will happen, and then court will prove that I have to give, and that execution comes. Okay. I will not be having money, or I will not accept to give money. Then one day court will send me to jail, right?
See, for check bounce, right, it's a completely different process. You can read more about it in Negotiable Instruments Act. There is a legislation. So you don't straight away go to the court. First of all, if check was given to me, I need to deposit the check. That check has to be dishonored by the bank.
Dishonored.
After that, I should be giving you notice. If you are not responding to the notice, not acting on it, after that only I can file a case. When I file a case, there also you can prove, you can say that, no, I'm now ready to pay. All those things happen. If you are not doing anything, after that only the provision comes, might be like 2 years of imprisonment, we have that provision. So depending on that, or fine twice the amount of the check value, like that we have provision. So accordingly it happens.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I heard that if what all you said, the process, the procedures after finishing everything, even at the end moment, if I say that no, I can't pay or I don't have to pay, I mean, I don't have anything to pay, and they'll put me to jail, and after like 2 years, something like certain duration, and they'll come out, then I don't have to pay you, right?
No, that liability will be there. Liability as such do not extinguish.
Okay, even after going to jail and coming also, I have to pay you.
Yes.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Carry on.
Hey, before we continue, I wanted to inform you about my live mentorship program for LL.B students or law aspirants. Law subjects and law topics need detailed clarity. We get that with the help of cases, examples, and detailed explanation. It's definitely not possible to include everything in these short videos. If you find my videos easy to understand and you are looking for some professional help in preparing for your examination, you can join my live mentorship program. Here you will be getting exam tips, answer writing skills, detailed notes that you can refer for your examination, cases, examples, and in a very easy way topics will be explained. I have live classes going on for a lot of subjects as of now. To know more about it, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. I'm also helping a lot of students in writing their assignments. If you need any such help or for any queries, any suggestions, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. And now let's continue with our video.